Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I am back with another review. And as you can see, I have a very big box in front of me, and what's inside this box is the first figure of the fourth Transformers figure subscription service. If you remember from the various Transformer sites, this is going to be a combiner. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is, unlike in previous years, they did not put the name of the figure on these little stickers. Personally, I like that a little bit better just because it's a little safer. Having the name can clue someone in that this is a toy or a collectible of some sort, and makes it that much more susceptible to be stolen from your mail slot. Then again, you do have the invoice here that had the Transformers Collectors Club, so it balances out a little. But I have not opened this figure yet, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it open, just here on the side. I wanted to, basically, the reason I'm doing this is I want to make sure you see what I see. Now, I have heard from other sources that this is Needlenose, but I'm not sure if I'm remembering the name right. But okay, here we go. Actually, the invoice label here is over that side, but so here we go. Alright, right off the bat, I do like the fact that it is a bigger box, and they do have this felt over it. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Needlenose. Let's get the backing out, and yep, it's Needlenose. There's his bio card with the instructions, and we'll get the box out of the way. So there's the figure, and this is one of the things I did like about FunPub is when it comes to accessories, they really don't look to skimp. I mean, if this was a straight Hasbro release, you'd have the two Target Masters, and that was it. But here, you have the combiner limb module, and you also have the original blaster, because this is obviously a repaint with the new head of the Firefly slingshot, or quick sling, or whatever they're calling him, that jet mold. So it is nice to have. So we'll get him out of the package, and we'll continue on with the review proper. Okay, and here's Needlenose with his Target Masters, the limb module, which is being called a cryo coolant concussion cannon, and then this basic blaster, which is supposedly a long-range rifle. I think we're going to just move these out of the way because the big focus here is Needlenose and the Target Masters. Now, unfortunately, the instructions are in black and white, and they're not shown in color anywhere else. So I'm going to assume that the Target Master mold here with the double barrels is Sunbeam, while the one with the single barrel is Z-Putty. Now, these are renames of, I think Z-Putty has been renamed from Needlenose's original Target Masters. I actually never had a Needlenose toy, so I wouldn't be able to tell you for certain, but I'm sure somebody else will be quick to jump in. This is a very nice update if you want to look at the paint here on Needlenose. Really cool. Stickers are well applied. There's a nice metallic sheen there with the green and the blue, and of course, if you come underneath, it looks a little bit like Thunderwing, doesn't he? You figure that's what the full combined mode's going to be, but you can, of course, during transformation, turn it around. Let's move the Target Masters off. We will definitely get to them in a little bit, and we'll just go in for the benefit of those of you who never picked up this mold and only do exclusive high-end Transformers. Let me just say, because I did pop out the instructions just to see what they were like. They've shrunk them down. Here, let me show you. They shrunk them down, and they're on this very flimsy paper. Some of us who are a little bit older, that could be a little hard to read, but anyway, just for transformation, you want to flip up the landing gear. This is very easy, by the way. Go ahead, bring back the head, nose cone, I should say. Want to fold, collapse that up, and we'll peg right in there. Fold back the wings. Go ahead and bring out the arms just like that. They're on a double joint, so you want to swing them up one and then bring them down. Now normally you would also rotate the head around, but it was already facing forward. And then you come back here, flip up these tail fins, and then you get into the you know, what I would call the standard aerial bot mold transformation. You want to just flip down the leg panels, detach it from the rear, swing it up and forward, and then there are two tabs here on the back of that hinge that you want to make sure peg into and snap shut with the legs, and then go ahead and separate them. Once you do that, go ahead and flip up that tail fin, and there you have a Needlenose in its robot mode. Let's come in. The big thing is the head, and so we can come in and take a look here. And yeah, that's actually a very nice update. Very clean, very unique looking, I would say. You know, I mean, I don't honestly preferred the aerial bots, and one thing I can say, at least as of right now, it does not have the loose hips. That's going to be good down the line for the various, when you put them into an arm mode, since the elbow joint is actually based off of the hips. So, you know, you have the ball joints in the shoulders here. You do still have the slight ratcheting, faux ratchets in the elbows. And you have a nice, respectable knee bend and ball jointed hips with a little swivel here. Well, you have a swivel here at the waist, but you also have swivel at the upper leg. So, yep, hopefully, you know, the joints stay tight on this guy. I think we basically have about 6 months or so to wait until the the final releases, or 5 months for the final, till we have all the members of the team together. Taking a look at the Target Masters, here is Sunbeam, and these are just, and for all the Target Masters that are going to be in this figure subscription service, these are just the repaints of the ones that came with Generation Scoop. These are all homages and updates to the classic double Target Masters that came out in the late 80s. I actually had a few of those. There were some fairly fun figures, and I enjoyed the gimmick, but transformation, very simple, and articulation, you just basically have it there in the arms. But, you know, transformation is very simple. Turn it around, flip up the barrels of the gun, flip down and out the handle, and then what you want to do is fold the arms back, and then there's a little tab there that's going to peg them together. If you have it lined up, this is not going together as tightly as I expected, but you know, there you have him in his blaster mode. Now we come over to Z-Putty, yeah. And unlike, you know, Scoop's Target Masters, these are not just color inversions of each other. This is actually, you know, individual, unique color schemes. This is a purple and red with a little white. And it's going to transform the same way, you know, same articulation. You just want to, now this has a single barrel, so there is some difference. So you want to just do that, and, you know, again, there is like some posts in the arms there and down here. And just go ahead and flip the barrel down. Now, you do have it here that you know, the guns can't be held by anyone with a 5mm port, but there is also a special gimmick. Now, you can do this in various different ways. The instructions show Z-Putty being on the bottom, and what you want to do is just open up his arms again, just like so. And there is a little tab right there that's going to fit into the slot. Well, actually, no, it's the tab on the gun will fit in right there, and get this lined up right. Basically what you're doing is you're combining the weapons and there you go. Yeah, you just pop it in, and just like so. You can flip up the barrel if you like, depending on which handle you're going to use. You can, basically both have, this one has to be down because there's no way to flip it up to have the clearance, but that's about it. And you get this combined weapon mode, and as I said, Needlenose can hold it quite nicely. I think there might be a little tightness just because, this is a new paint and what have you. But, yeah, with that handle, and you can definitely do it with this handle, depending on how you want him to hold his guns. But, all in all, really a cool little addition. It's nice to have these double target masters back. To arm mode, first thing we want to do is just go ahead and rotate the head around and fold it into the chest by bringing up what will be the combiner port. Next, what you want to do is bring the arms up and around just like that. We're going to leave it there for a second because there is a little more we have to do. But next, what you can do is go ahead and bring the legs back together. They're going to snap together quite nicely. And I figure this is going to be, I don't know which arm this is going to be. It's showing it as the right arm. So you want it, and then of course go ahead and bring down the tail fins. You're going to leave that main one flipped up. Now for the arms here, this is something that I kind of missed on Firefly the first couple times that people had to show me. Basically, it shows you bringing the arms down around the back here, and there are these little tabs that the hand just pegs into on the back to secure it into place. Does it hold as nicely as you would want it to? Not really. I mean, as you can see, this one is giving me a little bit of grief. There you go. And then, yeah, there you go. Well, it'll hold there. Let me still adjust I had to adjust the arm. See if I can. Yep, there you go. I mean, that'll just hold it there. And then, of course, you bring in the module here and flip out the hand. Just like so. Peg it in. And there you have the hand. And so far it's tight. Let's see how it is by the time we get all 5 figures and, combine them together. But, so yeah, nice little gimmick here and what have you. So, next we'll take a look at the leg mode. Before going into leg mode, I just wanted to show that you can store the target masters underneath the wings. Unfortunately, you do get a little humorous thing here where they end up facing upward, and you can see their faces. I'm sure that was basically like how the original ones were. Also, they do touch the ground, so you don't want to drag them along because you can strip the paint. But yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and remove them. And now for leg mode, you'll notice I did leave the face facing forward because that is something you would need to do, but leg mode, as always, is easier to go into from vehicle mode. So just flip that tail fin up, flip these fins up, flip the wings back, and then basically what you want to do is bring back the nose section. And then I always tend to find it a little easier. You're going to have to separate the arms here and then open up this front panel to have the clearance to get the head around, to rotate the legs down, close everything back up. There we go. Close everything back up so it's tight. Bring the arms back down. Take them back into the side there. And then basically the foot will just peg in there. And there you have Needlenose as a leg. And you do have the working knee joint, and that's just about all there is to that version. Needlenose is a good start to the penultimate figure subscription service. I'm really interested to see how the other figures come out. Now, from promo pics, the colors were a little off in hand, but that's how FunPub does things. But I am very happy with the packaging and how protected the figure is, because, as we know, there's been issues in the past. While I wouldn't say it's worth getting Needlenose as a standalone figure, since the combination gimmick is so intrinsic and built into this figure. It is a double target master, and if you're looking to maybe get some of the Decepticons, it might be worth your while to pick up Needlenose just in that regard. I mean, because we have Scoop, and that was so far out of left field in the Generations line, so who knows? But definitely, I'm getting these straight from the club. I know Big Bad Toy Store and maybe TF Source at some point might have these in, and if they do, then if the price is right for you, go ahead and pick it up. But personally, unless you're going to go all in on the team, I would maybe pass on Needlenose. It's your old pal Chuck for Needlenose, along with his Target Master partners Sunbeam and Z Putty. We will see you next time.